unexplored, to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense of wonder. If you're one of us, and if you want to explore more of this to the unexplored, we're ready to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there to take with a sense to the unexplored. If you're to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense if you want to explore, if you're of this to the unexplored, we're ready to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. And if you want those of us who go out there to take this to the unexplored, we're ready if you're to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense if you want to explore, if you're of this to the unexplored, we're ready to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. And if you want those of us who go out there to take this to the unexplored, we're ready if you're to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there to take the sense you want to explore, if you're of this to the unexplored, to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense of wonder, if you're one of us, and if you want to explore more of this to the unexplored, we're ready to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there to take the sense unexplored, if you're to see the beauty in the strange and unknown.
...2000 Air Force commanders, defense systems directors, senior executives of aircraft industry, and industry leaders from many different countries will attend the show. Airshow will be meeting points of state institutions, military delegations, companies, and industry professionals that make up the world aviation ecosystem altogether. Eurasia Airshow will bring together participating companies and military delegations from more than 30 countries. Once again, I would like to thank the organizers, sponsors, and distinguished panelists. In our opening ceremony, we are together with Mr. İlker Aycı, Chairman of the Board of the Directors and Executive Committee of Turkish Airlines, and Mr. Mark Goldcheck from the United Kingdom, UK Defense and Security Exporter, and Mr. Masi Muazzam Serniabat, Air Chief Marshal, Chief of Air Staff, Bangladesh Air Force. And I would like to also thank our panelists and speakers today. They will be together with us. But before we talk together, I would like to present the short film of our gold sponsor, Embraer, one of the largest aircraft manufacturers of the world. Now we watch and listen this short film, and then we will together with Mr. İlker Aycı. Thanks again, our panelists and distinguished sector leaders. I will start with Mr. İlker Aycı. Mr. Aycı, it's a pleasure for me together with you in this air show again. We are together again, and we are ready to listen your speech. The floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much, my dear friend. Pleasure is mine. I'm glad to be here with the aviation professionals and also really important guests today, important parts today, distinguished guests and honorable ministers, fellow aviation professionals and enthusiasts, dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to welcome you to the opening of Eurasia Airshow, Turkey's prominent air show and all important regional organization that brings together leading companies from all echelons of civil aviation, defense, and aerospace industries. While this unique event that gathers professionals from all over the world this year, we will unfortunately be confined to the virtual space due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks to the recent developments with regard to the vaccine's trials, and we hope to have the next Eurasia Air Show once again at its hometown, Antalya, Turkey's world-famous tourist destination known for its sandy beaches, excellent weather, and charming sights. And I would like to thank the organizers also for such an important event. Ladies and gentlemen, aviation sector is going through a difficult stretch. The effects of the pandemic affected us severely with a drastic drop in demand. This led several airlines to reduce their flight schedules and lay off employees, while some others even went out of business. Such a drastic forced many to make difficult decisions and implement atypical measures. As the Turkish Airlines family, we have also been with multiple difficulties, yet we quickly analyzed this unusual situation, learned by experience, and made multiple decisions to address these novel difficulties. Since the onset of the pandemic, the foremost concern for us was devising ways to keep our guests healthy, safe, and secure during their time with us. We are in an era during which the way we conduct our business will be redefined. The procedures and practices, both on the ground and in the air, is undergoing dramatic changes. The ability to quickly react, as well as flexibility and efficiency, will be key to survive and succeed. Thus, we have taken cutting-edge measures and been using current technological solutions extensively to make the air travel experience more streamlined and contactless at all our customer contact points. Ladies and gentlemen, as Turkey's proud flag carrier airline, we realize multiple achievements and a steady growth in aviation and aerospace over the last 2 decades. This has also been the case for our country too. In concert with Turkey's vision, the future is in the skies. We are doing our best to keep up and continually improve and progress. In the last 2 decades, Turkey has tripled its aircraft fleet size. Now we are operating with 546 aircraft, up from only 162 in 2003. And our seat capacity is quadrupled and reached at 1,300. And in 2019, from 27,000 in 23. The number of passengers we also carried grew almost sevenfold in the coming years. Such figures are also supported by our country's state-of-the-art infrastructure in the area. And I would like to thank once again the President of Turkey, since he contributed a lot to this infrastructure. Such figures are also our countries also will to grow. Turkey is a strong contender to be a leading country in civil aviation with its modern airports, increasing numbers of international and domestic routes, MRO facilities, flight training, and ground handling capacities. There are now 220,000 people directly employed by the aviation industry in Turkey. Once again, a steep increase from 2003's 65,000. As the center of gravity of civil aviation is shifting from the west to the east, our country's vital geographic advantage allows us to be at the centerpiece of this change. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with our country's growth, Turkish Airlines also grew 3 times more than the industry average over the last decade. And I am proud of being in the last 6 years in this charge, in this position. Currently, we gladly carry the title of the airline flying to more countries than any other. With our history spanning to 87 years, with our immense experience, we will continue to increment our strong position in this new era of aviation. We are operating with the world's 10th largest fleet, comprising 364 modern and energy aircraft, while providing unparalleled connectivity between Americas, Africa, Middle East, Europe. Throughout our Istanbul hub, we are a family of over 60,000 people, including 13 subsidiaries that not only transport people and cargo, but maintain, support, and even manufacture aircraft parts. Lastly, I would like to underline that the Turkish cargo, the cargo arm of Turkish Airlines, truly excelled during the pandemic. In the second quarter of 2020, when almost all air traffic came to a standstill, Turkish cargo continued to operate without any interruptions and transported vital aid, medicine, and masks and medical equipment across the world, having carried 1 out of every 20 air cargos in the world and recently rewarded Europe's best air brand. Turkish cargo displayed the very dedication and innovativeness that these unusual times and an aspirant air freight company require. Well, it is my firm belief that Eurasia Airshow will play a pivotal role in forging new partnership and further cooperation on a regional and global level that would contribute to the progress of our industry. Extending my gratitude to everyone involved in the organization of this event, I especially thank the participants of Eurasia Airshow, which already proved its worth as the premier aviation event in our region. Well, thank you very much once again, the moderator, my friend, Hakan Çelik Bey, and I would like to also, I bid you all welcome once again and hope to see you soon in Antalya next time again. Thank you very much.
This is a very important global company, and our dear friend, our very successful professional executive, Mr. İlker Aycı, I would like to thank. And it's also proud for Turkey. And I would like to congratulate for the cargo operations, because you are dealing a great cargo operation in these difficult times. It is not just for Turkey, it's also good for, global benefit of different countries, because you delivered thousands of tons of medical supplement in these difficult times. You distributed hundreds of thousands of units in Italy in the beginning of this pandemic, difficult times, from China to the United States and the countries which they need all this very important thing. It is beyond business success, in my opinion. It's also very important, a milestone for humankind. This is my personal view, of course, and I would like to thank Mr. Aycı for all these contributions. Again,
you're very welcome.
And
thank you very much.
And at this point, as we all know, dear distinguished panelists and our distinguished, respected audience, airline industry executives are the most busy professionals at this time, alongside with health workers because of the pandemic. And as far as I know, Mr. İlker Aycı has to leave this panel at this point because he has to reschedule, he has to attend a meeting for reschedule the timetable of Turkish Airlines, because it is extremely difficult. As a passenger side, I follow, they are trying to reschedule for international flights. With the apologies, he has to leave this webinar at this point. And thank you very much, Mr. İlker Aycı, again, for attendance of this important meeting.
Thank you very much, really, for having me. And I would like to apologize once again, since I have to leave now, and wish every success for this event. Thank you very much. And there are very valuable names who will speak after me. I know. I don't want to take their time. Thank you very much. I appreciate for having me.
Okay, thank you very much, and I wish you an important and successful meeting with your friends. And I would like to continue with Mr. Mark Golchak from the United Kingdom. He is the UK Defense and Security Export Director. Welcome to our Eurasia Airshow, our webinar and opening ceremony, Mr. Golchak. Are you fine?
Well, a very good morning to you as well, and
thank you so much.
Welcome. It's a great honor for me to be part of this opening ceremony, and a great privilege given just how difficult the conditions are that we're working through at the moment to make sure that these sorts of events can continue and continue to build those relationships that the great CEO of Turkish Airlines just described so eloquently. And if I could start with a couple of comments. First of all, a huge congratulations to Turkish Airlines. Wonderful to hear such a rousing speech at the start of a show like this. Rightfully proclaiming the huge achievements that Turkish Airlines have made over the last few months during the course of the pandemic, showing just what a robust operation they're able to run despite the pressures. So, huge congratulations go to Turkish Airlines. But also huge congratulations, if I may, to the organisers of the Eurasia Airshow. I'm only too aware as a professional in this area of how challenging it is to bring these events together virtually in the face of the pressures that the pandemic puts on all the participants. And I'm very aware of the effort it takes, the commitment it takes, and the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes to make sure that the technology can join us all as effectively as it is doing across the world. So again, if I may, Mr. Moderator, I just say a huge thank you to the organisers for the show, for the efforts they've gone to make sure that this can occur in the way that we want it to. It's my very great pleasure this morning, though, to talk on behalf of the British delegation and to thank you for the very honoured invite that we got to this event. As the previous speaker mentioned, it's a key event in the calendar for all those of us that operate across the air sector, and regionally a key event at which we can come, meet old friends and colleagues, join up to develop our partnerships, develop our friendships, develop the relations that are so essential to making sure that the trade that goes on in this very globalized sector is able to proceed as seamlessly as possible, given the circumstances that we're in. From our point of view, and my point of view specifically, as you explained from my title, I'm the Director of the United Kingdom's Defence and Security Exports. So unsurprisingly, I'm here with a, if you like, a military bent to what I'm talking about. And I'm delighted to be following through on the huge collaboration that we're doing with Turkey on TFX, with the huge amount of engineering being co-developed, the immense progression that's occurred on the projects that we're involved in there. And I think that really does set for all of us to aim for going forward as we work out other ways of working together, projects to collaborate. Because I think anything else, what it illustrates is the power of having joint product, of co-development, of creating a capability that both sides have real investment in, and both partners in the relationship adding genuine strength to both their economic and their real capability position. So for us, a huge privilege to be here, a huge privilege to be engaging in these air sector conversations as we go through. We remain, however, committed across the board, and it won't surprise you, given that I'm titled Mr. today rather than a military title, that we are also hugely interested in the civil air sector and the amount of work that's going on there. That, of course, is something that has all of our focus at the moment, given the pressure the sector has become under, given the constraints of the pandemic. And so, again, we're looking forward to a huge engagement across the show, both with our honoured counterparts in the military, our partners from across the globe, and our colleagues and friends who work in the civil sector. I think that whole operation is vital because those global supply chains touch all of us, and keeping them going, keeping them secure, making sure that we can work through this threat that we all face is a really important and fundamental piece. And I guess I'll finish just again by harking back to the need for us to work out how to work through the challenges that the pandemic have faced. It is a challenge to all of us. I know that it touches all of us globally, but I'm full of admiration for those who managed to set up these sorts where we're able to continue each other, continue to talk through the absolute lifeblood of international trade, international cooperation, and in our case, the huge bilateral cooperation that goes on between the United Kingdom and Turkey. And at this particular moment in time, it's a real privilege to be able to give a talk to the inaugural ceremony here for the Eurasia Airshow, and to finally finish by offering my compliments once again, Mr. Moderator, my compliments to the first speaker for his huge achievements, and my very warm wishes for what I hope is going to be engagement over the next couple of days. Certainly from my perspective and from my delegation's perspective, we're very participating in all of the roundtables, the engagements, and those business discussions that will sew our relationships together in a very warm, secure, and I hope mutually beneficial way as we go forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate for your kind comments and a nice speech. I am also thanks for the British community. I mean the team in this program, Eurasia Airshow. I'm closely following bilateral relations between the UK and the Turkey. These two countries are staunch allies in NATO alliance for many years, and we are cooperating in different areas, including intelligence, cooperation, aviation, from car business to other, other sectors. So recently, a couple of days ago, two Euro Typhoon aircrafts from Royal Air Force were in Turkey for cooperation and a training mission. They landed in Konya Air Force, and they organized a training mission with the Turkish Air Force colleagues. So this was one of the fruitful cooperation example between the two countries, and I believe, before Brexit exit, after the Brexit, these two important allies countries in this part of the world, Europe, Northern Europe and the Southern Europe, Turkey and the United Kingdom will cooperate in a variety of different, let's say, defense and industrial areas. I would like to underline this also subject, and thank you very much again, Mr. Golchak, for your contribution.
Thank you very much indeed, and I echo all of your points there.
Now we are ready to go to Bangladesh, our sort of neighbor. We feel like a neighbor country. although we have a long distance between us, different geographies, but we are brothers and sisters. Bangladesh is a very important country for Turkey. We have a special feeling, emotions for this beautiful country. And welcome to our webinar and this air show again. Mr. Serniabat is together with us. Is Air Chief Marshal, Chief of Air Staff, Bangladesh Air Force. He is together with us. It's also a privilege for us to invite you this meeting. Floor is yours, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. First of all, I wish I had been there in your beautiful Gulzar country. So many times I have been there in Turkey. I miss Turkey. And that's why I thought that I'll be here today. Honorable ministers, and of course you, Hakan Çelik, the organizer and moderator of this show today, the speakers, Mark Goldsack, and before that, İlker Aycı, of chairman of the board and the executive committee of Turkish Airlines, and all the Air Force leaders, the chairman, Eurasia Airshow Organization Committee, military civil aviation leaders, defense systems directors, senior executives, and aircraft industry leaders from different countries. Assalamu alaikum from Bangladesh and Bangladesh Air Force. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks and deep gratitude to the chairman Eurasia Airshow for arranging this virtual get-together in the COVID situation with the team that we rise together. That's very important because instead of rising alone, flourishing alone, if we all rise together, we can definitely have an impact and make it a true one where everybody will be the winner, win-win. So I'm really honored and excited to be part of this virtual exhibition, and whatever the others have told about the joint product, co-development, I believe another thing which is coming in the world economic system is the blockchain system of transactions and dealings in the economic front. And of course, all those things together, I believe the coming days, although will be difficult, but will be better, I believe, for the humanity itself. Because COVID, as it has come, it has made us actually humbled to the strength of nature, and it has made us understand how important it had been to remain eco-friendly and green. In Bangladesh, in spite of all this, I'd like to tell about our situations before I go into the feelings. We have around 3,000 to 5,000 hours being flown in the United Nations. That is around 3,000 to 5,000 flying hours Air Force flies in the UN outside the country. We have almost the highest number, that is troop contributing country in the United Nations. And this year, we have reached an equilibrium in our population growth rate. You know, we are one of the highest densely populated country compared in the whole world. 160 million plus in an area of only 55,000 square miles. And in spite of all that, even in that situation, because I believe the people who had been very resilient and vibrant, we could achieve a GDP growth rate of 5.24%. Opinion varies, but as per the IMF, we have achieved a per capita income of $2,064, exceeding that of our big neighbor. That had created a lot of jolt to many. However, this is not important. The important thing is whether our poverty line is coming down or going up. It had been more than 47% before 10 years back, but now it has come around 21%. That is 1/5 of our populations are below poverty line. However, in spite of all this, we have to host a 1.1 million coming from our neighboring country, Myanmar, Rohingya refugees. And to tell you, we as Bangladeshis had been a refugee one time back, so we feel the pain of being a refugee. So we really, if we have to eat less, we eat less and feed our brothers. They are here, and I thank Turkey for all the support and all that they have for all these people also. Also, I like to support and advertise on behalf of all the good industrializations that they have been doing, and coming forward, extending her hand, even in this pandemic situation, for rising us also along with them, that is rising together. The other part of this I'd like to highlight is on the pandemic side. I have seen the Turkish television, how they have gone all over the world to help people in need, the humanity. We, in our very limited way, did try some bit. We had been there to Maldives, to other countries, basically to take some bit of our things like the PPE and the mask, but also in support around 10 million expatriates all over the world, officially. Unofficially, probably it is 15 million. We went as far away as Lebanon also, and I like to thank Turkey for helping to repair our naval ship in Turkey after the blast in Lebanon. Thank you very much for all those. Maybe some of the naval people are also there. We appreciate that very much indeed in Bangladesh and the historic relationship. The airshow part itself, well, I'll miss that. And I know about the Turkish Airlines because I met Tamil Kutil some last year in Turkey, Ankara itself, and we had a chat. The reason Turkish Airlines flourished is of its great hospitality, the way the Turkish cabin crews are there, and of course, it is a very competitive air that they offer. In Bangladesh also, Turkish Airlines is very well liked, and we also like all the things that come from Turkey. Future, I believe, not only with Air Force, but also between our airlines, we need to have built up the partnership. You may be surprised to know that our airlines, more than 80% of our aircrafts are brand new. Of course, is very little compared with Turkish Airlines, and they are from. And in today's world, how we co-develop or we have joint products. One of the examples we learned was when I asked about the Boeing 787, and they told me that this aircraft that we have bought, it has come from Seattle, USA, and the fuselage made in Chengdu. And I happened to be there in Chengdu, Zhuhai Airshow, and I saw the factory where these are made. So very interesting world. Apparently, all that goes on in the newspaper, in the political arena, underlying driving force is the economic factor, and that is what drives everybody. And rightfully, this show has chosen this theme that we rise together. That means we have to go for not only jointness in co-production and all, but also jointness in ensuring that peace prevails over everything else in this whole world. And for the pandemic, once again, I would like to draw the attention of the whole to two factors that probably the world has ignored. One factor is the effect of stress and anxiety on lowering the human immune system. What has happened, my observation, personal observation, that we have ignored the fact which the doctors and the scientists knew by the body, which is the cortisol. And this hormone lowers the immune system of the human body. What happened, people who are staying home, which I don't believe we should go for exercise, people staying home and watching TV frequently sees the number of death, frequently sees the number of people dying, and they are getting afraid, and that actually in turn further increases their vulnerability to diseases. Surprisingly, there was a study done in our country where we have found that in the slum areas, in 3 months, people could find only one dead, whereas so many people have died among the elite class of the people who stayed home, were aware of the thing, tried to stay safe with all this, mask and all. But they succumbed, many of them, to the COVID. How did they survive? How did these people in the slum survive? Is it because of the sun? Is it because of the vaccine they took in the childhood that we also took, the BCG vaccine? In Bangladesh, we also have a herbal type of medicines all over, a different group of medicine system, which is called Ayurvedic and other types, Hekimi and all. So probably those has come into play, and that has worked. And of course, not to tell about the small little thing here, a hot water with chai, tea, and some vitamin C, which is from our natural herbs, okay? And the steam, of course. But most important, we have found out a protocol, a true medicine that is working. I must tell to you, please check it out. There should be research how this has happened. I'm not a doctor, but this has worked in Bangladesh, especially in Air Force, I can tell. Those who have taken these two medicine, from the very beginning of the symptom, they all survive, even with comorbidity. And these two medicines are very simple medicines. The ivermectin one, ivermectin. This medicine is the medicine which is proven and used for scabies. Ivermectin, and the other one is an antiviral medicine. The Japanese are using it. It is the Fabipira or Avipira in some other name. These two medicines have helped the Air Force. All people who took these two medicines, they survived. There are 3 people who died in active service in our Air Force, and that was because we could not reach this medicine. One in Congo, another one is in Mali, and the other one because he didn't know that he had this disease. So far so good. I suggest the world, please do some research on the effect of fear factor, how it is affecting actually to lead the people to die with COVID, and how the COVID attacks the body, which is fearful, and how being isolated, we actually condemn a person to death because he is old, he is sick, and we send him away to be isolated. Even his or her children cannot reach them. I think this is inhuman. We should be with our near and dear ones once they are sick. I have a lot of examples with me that actually, with that perspective, the elderly people recovered together with the young ones, and nobody actually died once they were together as a family convalescing. I have talked many things, although this is a Eurasia Airshow, but I talked about the present crisis, and I really want you to understand what I meant, and I believe there will be someone who will do research on the two aspects that I have told, although I'm not a doctor, just through inductive logic. And thank you very much once again for bringing me in. I wish all the success of Eurasia Airshow, and subsequent years, if I am alive, I hope to be there again in Turkey. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful time.
It's a pleasure for us. Thank you very much for Mr. Serniabat for, first of all, your kind comments and nice suggestions. And you have an enormous experience in Air Force in this region, of course, in Bangladesh. And I am also personally very happy to witness the success stories of Bangladesh. You mentioned about, you gave some examples. And I hope this trend will continue. You are in such difficult geography because of some difficult natural difficulties and some financial and economical difficulties, but you are doing a great success stories in this important Asia, in this geography. And I would like to thank you again. And also, I want to underline that you mentioned how the global system is attached to another. Each country needs another country in this, especially I think the pandemic days, pandemic months, almost a year we lived in a pandemic, showed us and we learned many important lessons. And thank you very much again, Mr. Serniabat, and for Mr. İlker Aycı. At the moment, he's not together with us. And from the UK, our speaker and our distinguished members, I would like to thank again. And we will continue. We have a short break now. Mr. Goldcheck, I would like to thank again for your contribution. We will continue our panel with another meeting. The motto, the title of this meeting is Ministerial Roundtable Meeting. It will continue almost in 20 minutes. It will start at 5 p.m. Turkish local time. And we have a break now. And thank you very much again for your distinguished participants and panelists for your contributions. Thank you and have a good day.
There's a world of miracles inside our bodies.
See every color on earth. Hear sounds that inspire. Feel more than just heat. Taste a world of flavor.
Nice.
Smell the miracles of nature. See, smell, hear, taste, touch. Widen your world.
There are those of us who like to venture to the unexplored, to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense of wonder. If you're one of us, and if you want to explore more of this great planet, we're ready to take you there. It's time. Turkish Airlines. Widen your world.